Okay, so in the bottom left, playing as Nuru in the, I guess, like dark purple. We're gonna go with like grape color. We have Saykoya up against Stargen, playing Elodie up in the top right. And they're playing Haggard Hollow. This is a Blitz show match. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of these up until I guess Wargroove 2 comes out in some form or another. We had the demo for that fairly recently, so you know, fingers crossed. Maybe we'll get some multiplayer action at some point. But for now, we're just gonna have a bit of fun, play some Wargroove 1, play a bit of Blitz. Now looking at these openings, we have tower getting captured here. Sword. Gonna go around to the side. Okay, someone in chat saying there has been an agreement for a show match after this, so we'll look into that in a bit. Wow, the aggressive play here. Taking full advantage of the fact that Haggard Hollow, the default version, starts with the commander on full health. Okay, the next show match is not going to be the one being mentioned in chat right now. Has been agreed to happen at another time. Alright, so Stargen has to be very careful here. Yeah, actually that works. Commander cannot reach that square. Although, I guess the commander can knock this village down. Actually, that's the question. Do you knock this down? No, you're gonna... Well, I mean, you do knock this down, but this sword doesn't go for the capture on it. Saykoya just respecting their opponent, doesn't want to take any of the forward villages there. You would lose the sword in that instance. Alright, and we got some wagon plays coming out. And what are we gonna see next? Sergeant moves the commander over to this side. Interesting. I guess they want to face off against Nuru? Alright. Saykoya moving forwards, gets their knight into position to crit this village over here. And potentially crit this one up here, although Stargen has his own knight, so... Actually, this knight's in position to crit this village. Alright, Nuru's just gonna sit there, build Groove. I'm actually gonna have Groove this turn. Saykoya needs to speed up a little bit, actually. For someone that was talking about playing on 30-second blitz, they are using all of the 1 minute timer. Right, another knight comes out and a sword. And that back capture is slowly happening. Actually, this one happened a long time ago. We can take a quick look at the stats. Stargen only a little bit behind on economy right now. The knight moves to the center. Oh, threatens to hit the enemy stronghold. That's a nice position to be in, because I do believe... Ooh, big sword crit actually. Wants to threaten this commander. And this knight can threaten this village over here as well. And yeah, moves in, gets the capture. We're seeing a split map. Saykoya in chat saying they have a minute timer, they're going to use the whole minute. Fair enough. What are we looking at game state wise? We got 2 knights on this side. 2 knights on this side. Couple mages actually. Makes sense. I mean, I don't think Nuru Harpy is particularly great, but you know, if your opponent has 0 anti-air, it might be an option. But the mages have a bunch of other uses. They're just very good at dealing with enemy ground units. They can back Elodie up. Yeah, this knight moves back, gets the crit. Sword goes for the capture. Chad Nuru Archer time. I mean, maybe we could see an Archer. Who knows? But they're actually going to be forced back by that sword crit. Not every day you see something like that. And wow, these knights are actually not covering over here anymore. So this could actually just go in and smack one of these swords. Do knights kill swords? No. Actually, I guess like if you got like the +5 roll, it could technically kill this sword, but people in chat talking about Nuru Archer. Nuru Archer actually can be really good because you get the immediate crit as well as it being in position perfectly. So, all right, what do we got next? Elodie's just gonna kind of slowly march forwards. Are we gonna see a capture on this village? I don't know. Decides not to. And I really like this position here with the knight covers this mage, so if anything tries to jump on this, then it will just die. And good knight crit over here. Really good coverage with the these swords as well, and more knights coming out. And if you're watching this and you're wondering, oh, you know, like why is there so many knights? Knights are incredibly simple to use in a lot of ways. They are not a particularly overly complex setup, and also they're very good at punishing people who make mistakes. So if you're in a low time situation like this where they only have a minute per turn, just making a whole bunch of knights and throwing them around the map is actually very effective. Saykoya is actually including a balloon here. It's got the spear in here as well. The spear is obviously very, very cost effective against knights. We're even seeing the wagoning happen. And now Nuru is in a position to, you know, potentially poke at this stronghold. I believe this is the version... Actually, can't remember if you can get trebs on this version of the map. But Saykoya is going to bank money. And there are some options here, like you can throw a ballista down here, which is you wouldn't think is great, and it's not, but it can poke the enemy stronghold and force your opponent to approach you. Because at that point you're just putting the game on a timer. And we have seen that before. I swear I've seen somebody do a ballista play where they put it here. Sergeant just gets that unit healed up. I don't quite know how I feel about leaving a spear in that I was going to say overnight, but it's not quite how that works. You could just leave it out and then throw it in the balloon next turn. Alright, Saykoya's got a whole bunch of money. Are we going to see them actually do anything with it? Okay. Knight crit comes out. This knight comes back down here. Are we going to see like Nuru go for a knight and throw it up against this one? I guess the other good thing about going like very knight heavy style, instead of like going for more expensive units, is that Elodie cannot threaten to like steal anything of real value. If your most expensive unit is 600 gold, then, you know, Elodie isn't going to get that much value. Which, you know, is pretty good in a lot of ways. Ooh, Saykoya gets a dragon, so we're not going to see a summon this turn. Unless, like, Nuru summons like a sword. Ooh, nope. It even skips a barracks build, actually, this turn. Let's see one mage coming out. I guess that's a response to the balloon. You do really want one anti-air unit on your side, if there's any air whatsoever on your opponent. Okay, so this knight's gonna go down. Mage comes in. It's there to kind of ward off that balloon. Another knight comes out. Makes sense, knights are very good, as we've been talking about. We've got balloon spear, another classic. These are kind of like your, if you were new to Wargroove 1 and you want to get into competitive, like these compositions are nice. Like very knight heavy, balloon spear is very good as well. Lots of mobility, lots of being able to just hit stuff very hard. Very easy to set up crits with spears. Fairly easy to set up crits with knights as well. You just got to count squares. And balloons are really good at walling. That's their main strength. Other than like transporting stuff, is like they're very good at walling units. Oh, Stargen, yep, just ends turn. Doesn't want to do anything too fancy. And we're getting to the point where the unit count is high enough that A, both players are forced into fighting each other. Like they have to advance and do things, because otherwise they would be in a situation where the armies just get too big. So it's actually in some ways worth trading in this situation, just so you can keep the unit count like a little bit lower. Ooh, dragon moves into position. And Elodie, this is an interesting play actually, because Elodie could snag that dragon, but the dragon is also very mobile and you can just move it to the side of the map where Elodie isn't. But props to Stargen, they have double mage, so they're able to cover their flanks. Like there are two main fronts going on in this fight and like a little tiny small fight over on this side. I think Stargen is going to get ready to knock down this village over here. And Stargen builds his own dragon. Makes sense. Gets a tiny heal on this knight. Only 2%. I don't know if that was super worth it, but you know, I guess like any health you can heal is pretty good. Uses the mage aggressively onto the spear. Interesting. I guess the spear here is the one thing that was threatening all of this. But now there is no anti-air. Like this mage is dead. It's gonna get killed by these swords, and now the dragon can go and hit stuff for free. And yeah, this knight comes over on this side. And Stargen is actually running out of time. Swords moving into position. Elodie has to move. That is not a safe place for Elodie to be standing. And this mage actually needs to get somewhere safe. Ooh, runs out of time. This mage is going to die. Actually, both the mages could die, and then this dragon has free reign. So yeah. First sword hit comes in. Gonna see a second one come in. Goodbye, mage. This dragon... Oh, I wish it was mages on the sides instead. If you're gonna go for that kind of aggressive play. Because the dragon is good for counter pressure, but you know, you're also fighting Nuru, and Nuru could literally just like throw a mage anywhere on the map. That is Nuru's... One of Nuru's biggest strengths, is that you're able to just keep the unit in your pocket that you happen to need. Sitting on a road. A little bit spooky, but they'll be fine. Oh, good wrap around there. I think Saykoya has done it. I think they're just... The overexposure of that mage actually lives somehow. I'm very surprised by this, of all things. Right, dragon moves into position in the center. That mage cannot reach. There are no good crit tiles nearby, so you can't mage crit it for one shot. Okay, and now Stargen's just like, I gotta set up and try to end this game, because if I don't, then I'm gonna lose, because yeah, Stargen's behind on unit count. And I don't see them getting any like particularly big hits this turn. If they pick off ass swords. A mage comes out. We're gonna see another mage. Yep. I don't know what these two units are gonna do. Alright, I think. Oh, probably want to finish that sword off, but this poor knight over here is not gonna really be able to do much. I think it dies to, yeah, just this like reinforcing knight could kill it. Alright, we're gonna see, I believe a mage is gonna come out. Yep, it's just gonna hit that dragon. And that is a very good gold trade. Low rolls on the hit, so it did 83% damage instead of 85. But I don't think that's going to be a huge issue. I guess the question is, what can even wall this? Okay, you got a wagon and 2 spears. That's a pretty solid wall. The dragon just sees a free unit, goes for it. And here comes the question of, what can Stargen do? Probably wants to bust the balloon with the mage. I'm actually surprised this mage didn't go for the fight over here, but you can reinforce it with your own mage. And this one is safe. I guess we're gonna see. Heals up the dragon. Ooh, that's a big heal. I like this play. Reinforces over on this side. These spears are going to be pretty effective against these knights, but oh, just kind of has to rearrange their army. I don't know how I feel about that. I almost wonder if it's worth knocking the balloon. But no, just kind of pulls back the army a little bit. And Stargen, known for playing fast, is having a bit of trouble here. And Saykoya just kind of cleanly picking up on the side villages. Even sends their own mage in to deal with that balloon. No more reinforcement. Or no more quick reinforcement from up here. No cheap wall. It's a 450 gold unit for a 400 gold unit. The main advantage you would normally see there is like if you pop a balloon, you're losing like a barracks build. So you're like down on builds essentially. Like your opponent made like 3 units, they made like an air unit and 2 ground units, and then you send one of your expensive ground units to deal with their air unit. So it isn't always the best idea to trade that, but generally speaking, like gold wise, like popping a balloon is worth it. Of course there are there's like a bunch of circumstances beyond like the fairly like obvious, like what was the gold trade like. And what are we gonna see here? Like, is Stargen gonna go for like some kind of mage heal play? Alright. Pike plus swords. We'll pick that up. Elodie gets groove. Stargen just gonna kind of slowly press forwards. They are behind quite a bit on eco. Wow, even after picking up that village. Still down 400 gold a turn. And you know, this knight is just going to cause havoc in the back line. As a big heal comes in. Swaps this dragon over to this side. Puts that mage in like crit range of spears. Interesting, because spears won't one-shot crit a mage on planes. They do, I think it's like 99 too. Oh wow, Sergeant didn't even get to build that turn. Oh, that's unfortunate. And yeah, this timer is really coming into effect now. Alright, we're gonna see spear crit plus second spear crit. Pace goes down. That is exposing a lot of these spears though. Yeah, you've got like a night crit available. It's on a road tile. It's actually not terrible. Like you could sword hit this. Oh, actually, that was a good move. Although I believe Knight could crit into the sword, so you could do something like sword hits this sword from above. Oh wow. This Knight's like right up in the back now. It isn't actually, it could actually get spear crit though, so you know, it could go down. Alright, Saykoya's keeping up on the clock. These swords kind of just chilling, but you know, that's fine. If you got... They're still being useful. And unit count's getting high. We got Saykoya in chat saying like too many units. Yeah, you gotta be aggressive in this kind of game. Oh. Spear? Goes for that kill on the spear. I mean, I would personally have liked to have seen sword hit from above. And then like clearing this with the knight crit. And then like using the mage crit to like one-shot the spear. But alas. Alright, Stargen's doing a decent job clearing up some units. Elodie Groove is super threatening as well. This dragon's gonna go down. But I guess Stargen was just like, I gotta do something with this dragon. And gets a couple big buys. Alright, reinforcing mage gets the kill. Ooh! Dragon finds the exposed knight. These mages need to be cleared up though. If they are not, then you're looking at like mage crit from this tile. But yeah, knight comes in, gets the kill. Nuru gets a kill of their own. Ooh, but you are exposing a knight to Elodie. But maybe that's worth it. Oh wow. Oh, that's so annoying. I think Saykoya's got this. I think they have... Oh, they've got double... I mean, this also includes production and villages, but... 40 to 21. That's a huge gap. And this could be the best Elodie Groove in the world, and it's not going to make a difference. And these swords chilling on the sides... This is like really smart in Blitz. Because they're actively being annoying. Because even if you knock these villages down, like the sword will just recapture it. Okay. We got Elodie Groove. Picks up a knight. Just hits the swords. I guess that's the best you can kind of hope for in this situation. Oh, mages on the roads. Dragon can pick up a kind of free kill here. And actually, I didn't even realize there's actually a second dragon there. Okay, and this might just be the end, honestly. Or not gonna end this turn. Okay, I can respect that. Just gonna kind of clear up what they can. Might even be worth like dropping a mage heal on this sword so you can hit this mage over here. But no, I'm just gonna heal these units instead. And yeah, Stargen not looking good. Oh wow. Double sword block. That's pretty good. And I think this is very much over. Stargen gonna be going down to the world champ. But they played a pretty decent game. Just Nuru managed to get a bit too much groove. And this is regular Haggard Hollow. So commander starting with full health does change how you have to approach the game. And Saykoya, I think, did a much better job from the get-go. Kind of understanding that. But it was a good game, that was fun. And not really too much else to say about that. I mean, do we have stats? I think we do. So we can give these a quick refresh. So income wise, Stargen actually had like a pretty good econ lead in kind of the mid game, but then just like fell off really hard. When like you look at like the combat unit count, that was around the time things started swapping around as well. But alas. World Champ Diff, I guess, is as the Pokemon community would say. Very well played. We're gonna get into another game.